Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is HD, and I am proud to bring you guys the grand finals of Assembly Winter ASUS Republic of Gamers tournament. This occurred 2 weeks ago in Finland. I've casted the entire round of 8 up until now, and we are now here at the culmination, the final sequence of events that will occur for this tournament. It is time for the grand finals. I hope you guys have enjoyed all these broadcasts so far. Much thanks out to the people at ASUS and of course at Assembly for putting this together. They had a great success in 2010. It's been a great success for 2011. The matches have been phenomenal. The games have been outstanding. The player pool has been great. And we are now here for $10,000 and $6,000 respectively. I'm your broadcaster HD. Hope you guys have enjoyed the tournament thus far. And over in the top left-hand corner of Antigua Shipyard, we have the Terran finalist, TSL Polt. His team, otherwise known as Team SCV Life, and that is what the acronym stands for, TSL. He boasts a win rate of 55% against Zerg historically in Korea, and his opponent down in the bottom right-hand corner, we have sporting in the blue color. It is going to be Millennium's Stephano. He is the blue Zerg once again, and he boasts a win rate versus Terran of 65%. So, very solid win rate from Stephano. In fact, a little bit more solid than his counterpart, Polt, who did climb his way all the way up here all the way from the round of 32, in fact. Now, the map does favor Zerg somewhat, just by a slim amount. In the international scene, it is actually about 4% or 48%, as someone pointed out in my YouTube comments. I said 48% was actually 2%, but it is actually 4%. And if you're looking at the Korean scene, this map actually has a 40% win rate for Zerg versus for Terran versus Zerg, so it's even better if you're out in Korea overseas. So with that said, and without all the introductions aside and everything, I just wanted to say what a pleasure it has been for me to bring these games to you guys. I have been very, very excited. This will culminate the Assembly Winter ASUS tournament, and following this I will be doing some Gamecom Plantronics epic replays. I also want to bring you guys a video about Heroes of New Earth, the game that I really, really am fond of. I've been playing a lot of it with my friends lately, and I have a couple of really fun replays I wanted to show you guys. So keep your eyes peeled out for that. I also have been reading some of the comments. Oh, hold that thought. We have a bunker coming up right now at the front door of Stephano's base. So Polt is just, you know, harassing a little bit at the front door with the bunker. Nothing too serious, and he'll pull that SCV away because there are 3 drones there. And he's actually making a lot more Marines. He's reinforcing with 2 or 3 more as he builds a reactor core on that barracks and a factory as well. So it looks like he really wants to make sure this bunker comes up, but the SCV was just killed by those 3 heroic drones. And because of that, the bunker will be canceled, and the Marines will have to trod their way back home in heads held down in disgrace. Anyways, I wanted to say I have been reading the comments on YouTube, and some people have been saying I do say all in on a lot of builds a lot, so I do apologize, and I'm going to say it one more time. This is all in strategy, and that's the last time, or hopefully the last time, you guys will ever hear me say that. Also, I say cute sometimes as well. Cute units. So hopefully that'll be the last time you guys hear me say cute. Yeah, I've been reading the comments. Thanks a lot for, you know, all the support and all the feedback. That's what makes me a better caster, and I really do appreciate it. So getting back at this game at hand, Stephano coming in here with a Zergling over to the top left, and he's just trying to do a scout off, trying to figure out if that command center is on the low ground, but Polt is not throwing it on the low ground as Puma does. Puma actually much more likely to expand right away to the low, but Polt playing a little bit more conservative and safe. And I think that really is, I don't know, I think it's a better way to go, especially against Zerg players who might be, you know, planning something unexpected. You never want to throw that command center on the low ground and then lose because you put it there, because you'll hate yourself forever. So we can see that the Terran player, Polt, is keeping it on the high ground, and he has a couple of Hellions right now outside the Zerg natural just to deflect any creep tumors. Meanwhile, inside the Zerg main, we of course see the natural process of evolution, as all Zergs do, which is the major dronage. And on the production tab, we have 2 drones on the way now, but you guys probably saw like 6 or 7 drones making their way over to the natural, and that's quite saturated. 35 workers total, most of them being at the natural. And not too much gas intake so far, and that's the reason why the minerals look so saturated. So he's going to have to get that gas going pretty soon. Let's see if Polt's adding on factories or barracks, which is always a good indicator of whether or not he's going bio or mech, and it looks like he's adding on more barracks, so he's going to stick with the bio build here against Zerg. And he's reinforcing his Hellion line with 2 more Hellions, so he's got 6 Hellions total now, and that does look quite threatening. I love how he's leaving it in vision of the creep too, just as a, it's like a scary posture for Stephano, and Stephano has to react to this accordingly. He's got a Spine Crawler in the front, but not that many units on the ground, and he does have creep to his advantage, so he's going to try to surround the Hellions. Will he be able to get the Hellions around or not? I think he will, as he kills off the rest of the Bioforces, which of course did not have Stimpak quite yet, and that did not play out as well as Polt wanted it to. No doubt Polt wanted to be aggressive, wanted to show, flex his muscles in front of Stephano. And Stephano said, screw that, man. I'm Stephano. I can be down a base. I can have as many Zerglings as I want on my whim and command, and I can win any battle, no matter how desperate or below I look. And, he made that look pretty easy right there, and the Hellions have to come back home, and they have to repair now as more SCVs are coming over there and keeping the Hellion squad at full HP. But at this point, Stephano can expand to the 3rd, and this is actually, I feel like, a little bit earlier than Stephano usually expands. Usually Stephano gets the macro hatch up, waits a little bit, and then he gets the 3rd hatchery at the secondary expansion down. But because he won that battle so decisively, I feel like he killed off the bio, he forced the Hellions away, he can expand pretty safely. He doesn't have to worry about any type of an attack. So that's the advantage that he gets, and I think he is ahead in the game right now. He's going to try to run in and get some more Hellions. This is a little risky because the Hellions can run away, and there is Marine support, and now Stephano might be overextending himself a little bit. He is, and he loses most of his Zerglings. Only gets 1 Hellion kill right there. Polt now, it's like a tug-of-war battle, really. Polt now taking the advantage and knows that he's got an opportunity to strike. And oh wow, this could actually really pay dividends for the Terran player because Stephano just grabbed the 3rd, and he doesn't really have that many units on the ground. This could be bad for the Zerg player. We have another expansion coming up from Polt, who wants to reinforce his economy, but right now he is making an attack over to the Zerg side on the bottom right-hand corner of Antigua Shipyard. He's got quite a bit of Marines and Hellions and 2 medevacs to boot as well. Those medevacs really going to help out and keeping those Marines alive. No combat shields yet, but they're about to finish in 10 seconds. That's really going to make these Marines so sturdy and difficult to deal with, and Stephano most likely is going to lose the hatchery, and that is such a critical blow to the Zerg player. A couple of Zerglings here trying to distract, trying to buy time for Stephano. Will Stephano be able to make the hold here or not? It doesn't look like it. Those Marines are in such a fantastic position on the ramp, and the hatchery will go down. Polt with a cold and calculated strike. He takes out the 3rd, and that was wonderful. That was great for Polt, who, if you're playing a player like Stephano, who is such a high caliber Zerg, some would argue that he is one of the foreign Zergs out there who can stand toe-to-toe with Korea's best. And obviously, we can see now he is in the finals of this tournament against one of the top Koreans in the world. But if you're Polt right now, you've got to take solace in the fact that you just striked and took down that 3rd hatchery. That's such a huge play, and these Marines are in a bit of trouble, but I would imagine Polt will escape and evacuate pretty easily, and he does just that. So, yeah, Polt's got to take a little bit of comfort in the fact that he took out the 3rd. We can see Stephano now trying to compensate by double expanding, which does put him at risk to another attack. And Polt, if he realizes that the double expansion is going, should make some type of an attack happen, and it looks like he's going to go right into that 3rd once again. There is a roaming pack of Zerglings, but it's just not that big, and this is where Stephano's decision to not go with Banelings, or maybe not decision, just playstyle, because he rarely goes for Banelings. Maybe this is where it's going to kind of bite him in the butt a little bit, because, gosh, Banelings are so effective against mass Marines. Look at how late the factory tech has been this game. This is actually the 3rd tank on the way, so there's a couple tanks already, but, we haven't seen the tanks being deployed on the field at all this game, and it just goes to show that a player who really analyzes the way Stephano plays, who just goes for mass Zergling Infester, can go for a lot of Marines, and if he's got confident Marine control, he can avoid the fungal growth from the Infestors. And especially if you take this kind of advantage where you take down that 3rd hatchery twice in a row now, you probably won't be seeing Infestors for a while because they are so gas heavy. And of course the Zerg 3rd is so important because it supplies and replenishes the Zerg Vespine bank. So Stephano right now is in a little bit of trouble, and Polt is going to go ahead and secure the area overlooking not only his 3rd but also his entire main and natural. So things are looking very safe for Polt. And Polt also dropping off a couple of Marines over on the left-hand side, and it looks like he may try to go for a strike here over in the new hatchery. Does he know the hatchery is there? No, he doesn't, but he's going to go ahead and fly the medevac over and see it anyways. These infestors might be able to counter it, though, if Stephano's paying attention. He is not, and he is now, and he gets the fungal growth, so he kills off the medevac most likely, but not before it gets the scout off on the hatchery. And now Polt knows. Now Polt knows that the Zerg did double expand, and so well, actually, he doesn't know if Stephano expanded here again, but I would imagine he does. Just gauging from how good of a player Stephano really is, and he knows Stephano's not going to let himself fall behind in bases this late in the game. So quite an incredible match so far. Can't really give the absolute edge to anybody thus yet, but I would give the slight edge, I guess, to Polt, who has map control right now. I feel like there are a couple of Zerglings running over to these Marines, and these Marines are going to get surrounded and taken apart, so nice play by Stephano. And actually, Stephano's the one with map control, who is controlling the center and the top mound of Antigua, and these tanks are in siege. This is Stephano's lucky break if he can get in there, but no, he does not. The tanks on siege, re-siege, excuse me, and now they are ready to go with that 12 range on the siege tanks, just absolutely phenomenal. But Stephano's going to come in with a couple of infested Terrans. No, just scouting it out with the eggs that the infested Terrans originally birth in. And he sees the line of siege tanks. It's just way too many to deal with, and he's not going to have any fun with that. He actually has pre-evacuated the hatchery down here in the, what is that, the 6:30 o'clock position, and so that's very smart of him. And meanwhile, he's coming in with this roaming pack of Zerglings, 117 Zerglings, ladies and gentlemen, and he is going to bum rush his way over to the front, going for the backstab that Stephano's so famous for, but meanwhile, he has lost his hatchery. Good thing he pre-evacuated that, and it's a huge battle coming in here as that line of siege tanks has moved up. Huge fungal growth from Stephano, though, gets a beautiful fungal, and he has raided the command center over at the 3rd, and that's a beautiful play by Stephano. Now he's going to try to run his way up this wall, but the supply depots are there, and they cannot bust through until the walls have been burned down. It looks like they haven't gone down, but the wall buying enough time for Polt. And Polt has his tanks still alive. He never actually engaged with those tanks. So wonderful job by Polt to keep the tanks alive. And Stephano has to retreat. Polt makes a hold. Polt makes a hold. Yes, he lost 18 SCVs in that engagement, but he makes the hold, and he doesn't lose any of his backbone core units, which of course are the siege tanks. On top of that, he did kill off this hatchery. Yeah, he didn't kill off any drones, but at least he has put the Zerg down a base. And you know what? He only lost 18 SCVs. That's not a critical loss, and this is his opportunity to make a counter-strike. He has to actually do some damage here because he has the advantage in the army, and he does not have the advantage in the SCV versus drones in the back of the economy lines. So he's got to figure out what he's going to do here, and it looks like he's going to try to strike through the rocks, leading his way over to the 3rd hatchery. There is another hatchery coming up to substitute for the one lost down at the 7 o'clock position. But Polt is threatening. He's once again setting up his siege lines. This is so dangerous and threatening. Stephano's actually going to run in here, and he gets a great surround on the tanks. The tanks were all packed up, just ready to ship for Christmas, and the Zerglings took it home. And now it looks like Stephano's going to be able to clean up, or is he, as there's still some tanks on the ground? Yes, I think he is, ladies and gentlemen. Those 3 Ultras are just so buffed with 5-2 upgrades. They're about to finish their final plus melee weapon attack, excuse me. A medevac goes down there to the infested Terrans. There are reinforcements streaming in on the map. So Polt looking to secure the mound here on Antigua Shipyard, but can he do it? He should actually conglomerate his forces into a bigger blob and then fight, but it looks like he has been able to destroy the last Ultralisk, and now Stephano has to wait for more Ultras to come out. Or he could try to engage with his flimsier army, but that is a little bit risky. He knows that if he can control the high ground here, this mound on Antigua Shipyard, then he is going to have such an advantage. And he has been able to do it. He's going to push the Marauders away. Unreal game right now. This is so close. There is still 3 medevacs floating back here on the offensive, and they should actually go back home unless they want to be destroyed by infested Terrans and infestors. Stephano not focusing right now on those medevacs, as I think he should. Those are really, really core right now. They're another backbone to the Terran army. In fact, he is going to make an attack here with whatever he has. There are some tanks there. Good concave from Polt. but those two Ultras in the back are going to do so much damage. These Marines are not max upgraded. In fact, I'm surprised that Polt has not kept up in upgrades, and the Zerglings continue to stream in. The sensor tower is burning, the sensor tower is down, there's one tank remaining, and that tank falls as well. Stephano continues to stream in from all directions on the map. He has now bursted his way into the Terra Natural. This is an unbelievable game, and Stephano could actually close it out here, but the reinforcements are coming out from Polt. If Polt can make a hold here and reseal the wall off, he's in a fantastic position. Stephano has to get that Ultra away. No, he's going to let it die. It was so close. There are some SCVs that just got fungled, though. Polt just lost a huge amount of SCVs that were trying to retreat. And that could be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Stephano is inside with his infestors, and there's the GG. Unreal game of StarCraft 2. That was one of the closest games I've seen in a while, and what a fantastic start to this series. And I think Polt there just comstatted this area and then typed out the GG. But I want to reiterate, I don't think at any point in this game was Stephano, really that far ahead. It was super close. If anything, I felt like Polt was the one who was favoring the slight edge towards the late game, but then it just kind of all went down in this attack right here. And I think the focal point was where the tanks, there was like 5 tanks that were just clumped up right here, and they did not have the bio next to the tanks to protect them. And unfortunately, because of that, the Zerglings came in. They like I said, gift wrapped present, shipped for Christmas, and the Zerglings took it home so happily. And that's it. That's the first game of Polt versus Stephano from the grand finals. Polt is now down 1 match. Stephano from France has beaten a Korean. If you guys are fans out in Europe, or you guys are fans of StarCraft or Zerg, then you guys are probably cheering right now because this is a fantastic match and Zerg just won. We're gonna go on to game 2. This is, I believe, a best of 5. Hope you guys stay tuned to the next match. It will be coming out on my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys there. This is HD, signing out.